Titans fans. The 53-man roster is here. A few surprises, and in my opinion, a couple things that I'm a little concerned about here with the 53-man roster that was announced for the Tennessee Titans just yesterday as of this recording. One fun thing that I want to note about this hat, I got it signed by Jeffrey Simmons and A.J. Brown at the Titans-Bills game last year, and the A.J. Brown autograph has started to fade away and get scrubbed off, which is ironic considering the circumstances. But the 53-man roster released yesterday, and one thing that I think is encouraging for all of us Titans fans is the fact that Malik Willis is the only backup quarterback on the main roster behind Tannehill. Logan Woodside moved to the practice squad. I would not have thought that was going to happen a month and a half ago because I didn't think Malik Willis would be far enough along in his progression and his transition to the NFL for them to feel good enough about him being the only backup quarterback on the roster. After watching his performance against the Arizona Cardinals in the preseason game last weekend, I know it was a preseason game, but he showed some real signs that he's heading in the right direction, and if they're comfortable enough to let him be the only backup quarterback and put Logan Woodside on the practice squad, that's a good sign not just for Malik Willis, but for the Titans in the future, because if he's heading in the right direction that quickly, that's a good sign. One thing that I think surprised us all was that there are 5 running backs on the main roster. 5? Now, the way I translate this, you've got Derrick Henry, you've got the rookie Hassan Haskins, you've got Dontrell Hilliard, who did a lot in Derrick Henry's absence last year. You've of course got the fullback, Torrey Carter, who counts as a running back. And then you've got Julius Chestnut. I think we knew all those other guys were going to make the main roster, but Julius Chestnut making the main roster to total 5 running backs. The only way I can translate this is that the Titans are A, going to be running the football a lot. What a shocker. But B, it almost seems like they're trying to take some of the workload off of Derrick Henry so that he doesn't get hurt again, which I think is a smart thing to do because the years are kind of catching up a little bit. We saw Derrick Henry with the big injury last year. So I think with a guy like Hassan Haskins, who has a similar running style to Derrick Henry, Julius Chestnut, similar running style to Derrick Henry, I think with these guys, maybe as you continue to mold them, they can get some carries so that you can still have the same thing, because Derrick Henry, what he does is he wears defenses down over the course of a game. He wears defenses down because he's so big and he hits so hard. So you get other running backs who do that too, so that maybe he can get a little rest and you can still get the same thing. I'm not saying either one of those guys are Derrick Henry, because I don't think there is another Derrick Henry walking the planet. But you still get that same kind of effect of hard-hitting runner, big boy that you got to try to bring down, and he just pounds at you the whole game. So then in the fourth quarter, maybe that's when you turn Derrick Henry loose. Still, 5 running backs on the main roster. That's wild. The tight end core, what we expected, Swain, Okonkwo, and Hooper. What we expected, I think that is a much improved group of tight ends over last year. Offensive line, a lot of offensive linemen on the roster. That's good. We need the depth because injuries happen. I think your final 5 is going to be Lawan, Brewer, Jones, Davis, assuming he's healthy, and then the rookie, NPF, from, I believe, Ohio State was where he went to college. Got to give it up for the rookie coming in and getting a starting job right off the bat. That seems like a decent little offensive line. Hopefully, Aaron Brewer at left guard, he's a little undersized. So hopefully, but he's a fighter. We've seen that in the past. He battles. The wide receiving group is where I'm concerned. 5 wide receivers on the roster, 2 of them rookies. One of them, Robert Woods, who is a good wide receiver, but he's coming off of a major injury. Nick Westbrook-Akina, who, God bless him, he deserves to be on the team. He contributed last year, but man, Nick Westbrook-Akina. And then Racey McMath, who I still view as a rookie. And he's already going on IR, apparently, so he's going to miss at least the first 3 games. which means we have 4 wide receivers on the roster. 2 of them rookies, 1 of them Robert Woods with an ACL, and then Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. I'm concerned about that. Because Treylon Burks, yes, he may be the next A.J. Brown. I hope he is. I hope he's better than A.J. But he also may be the next Corey Davis. You know, where it's like, okay, that's a number 1 first-round pick, not exactly panning out. He's already dealing with injuries. Man, I hate having to put so much faith in rookies. I wish we had more veteran depth on that receiving core. There are still guys out there that they could go get. I know people talk about Odell. I don't know if Odell's personality fits on a Mike Vrabel team. And Odell probably going to be a little while before he's able to play anyway, so that doesn't really solve any problems in the near future. Cole Beasley, that's a name that comes to mind. He still is, not playing for anybody. He's a free agent. That's a guy that could help you out. Will Fuller is a name I've heard thrown around. He's coming off of a major injury. Emmanuel Sanders is a guy that's still out there wanting to play for somebody. So I don't know, but I would love to see more veteran depth on that receiving core. Somebody that can be relied on, because everybody's got an asterisk next to them right now. Racey McMath is injured. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, I think his ceiling is wide receiver 3. Treylon Burks is a rookie. Kyle Phillips is a rookie. Robert Woods is coming off of a major injury. That makes me very nervous. The wide receiver position is what I am most concerned about on this team. Defensively, I'm very excited about the defense. The defense last year I felt like was a top-notch defense. A championship defense, I thought they were. They did more than enough to beat the Bengals in that game, but Ryan Tannehill did not. God bless him. But, I think this defense, Trey Avery, making the roster, that was a surprise to me, but he had a phenomenal preseason, and so, good for him. He was rewarded by making that roster. You see a guy like Larrell Murchison, who got some playing time for them, but he kind of got passed over for some younger guys. Didn't produce the way he needed to, so he goes to the practice squad. He doesn't make the main roster. I think that I'm very excited to see Roger Mccreery, their second-round pick out of Auburn last year, or in the 2022 draft. Apparently, if he's done enough to earn a starting position on this defense, I'm anxious to see, because they see something in him that, obviously was good enough that he didn't even have to play in the last preseason game. Caleb Farley, their first-round pick from the 2021 draft. Anxious to see him. He got hurt early last year, wasn't able to play as much after, I think it was week 5 or 6 that he got hurt. So he's coming off a major injury. He's a hard worker. We know that. I'm anxious to see how he will fare as a starting corner. Other than that, you've got reliable names all across the defense. I mean, Jeffrey Simmons, Kevin Byard, Amani Hooker, David Long, Zach Cunningham. I'm very excited about that combo at linebacker, David Long and Zach Cunningham. Christian Fulton has become very reliable. I'm a little concerned about Danico Autry because the dude hadn't practiced yet. And Elijah Molden. Those are 2 big-time guys for them on defense who have not practiced. I'm a little concerned about that. Would love to see them get out there, but Bud Dupree, there's some other guys that I am very excited about seeing with that pass rush. Harold Landry got a big deal. He's back. So I'm very excited about the defense. And I'm mostly, the offense, I think there's a lot of potential with the offensive line. I think Tannehill, he's on kind of a redemption tour, and then you've got the future of the team behind him in Malik Willis, I think. You've got a much improved tight end group. You've got, Derrick Henry and a bunch of running backs coming with him. It's just that wide receiver group, man. That's the holdup I have with this team, is the wide receiving group. I don't know. You just have to hope these rookies are going to be good. I would still love to see veteran depth, but even if you get some veteran depth, we've got to hope that Treylon Burks and Kyle Phillips are studs. And they may be, but we got to hope they can stay healthy. We got to hope they are studs. And, we got to hope that Tannehill spends this entire season making up for that Bengals playoff game. What do you think of the 53-man roster? All of these running backs. What do you think about the wide receiving group? Am I overreacting? Am I underreacting? What do you think about this defense? Are you as excited about the defense as I am? And we got to talk about Brett Kern, the punter for the Titans for the last 13 years. I think I was a freshman in high school when this guy became the punter for the Titans. A Titans Titan is what he is. He has been a great punter for 13 years, still at the top of his game. And if he goes and plays somewhere else, he's going to continue to be one of the top punters. I understand the decision to go into the Stonehouse era because, Kern's contract and, the younger guy and all of that. But Brett Kern is a man's man. He is always going to be respected among the Titans community and the Titans fans. We love Brett Kern. Titans fans, let me know how you feel in the comments below. Thank you guys. Take it in. Soak it up. Bye.